Alright guys, I want to give you a demonstration and an explanation for how to do temperature conversions in case you need it. So this is what you should see on your practice. I have the same chart listed on your worksheet as is right here. So I'm going to go through 4 examples showing you one of each type, so you guys will be well prepared to complete this worksheet. So for the first one, we're asking to convert 200 degrees Celsius to Kelvin. So we know we need to look at one equation that is dealing with Kelvin. So in this case, looking above, we have degrees Celsius and we need Kelvin. So we're going to look for which one has it. This first one here. So we know it's going to be temperature Kelvin is equal to temperature Celsius plus 273. So we can start plugging our numbers. Do we know our temperature of Kelvin? No, because that's what we're trying to solve. So we're going to keep temperature Kelvin is equal to, do we know our temperature Celsius? Yeah, it's 200. 200 plus 273. So now all you gotta do is add them together. So you know your temperature of Kelvin is going to be equal to 200 plus 273 gives you 473 degrees Kelvin. So that's how you do the first one. That's how you go from Celsius to Kelvin. You just add 273 to whatever degrees Celsius you had. Now for the second example, we're going to be converting from 355 Kelvin to Celsius. We're going to go to the reverse of number 1. So looking at the top, which one of these goes from temperature to Celsius to Kelvin? It's this one right here. Second one. So we know our equation is going to be temperature of degrees Celsius is equal to temperature Kelvin minus 273. It's just the opposite of what we did in number 1. So know our temperature Celsius? Nope. So we're going to keep that variable the same. Temperature degrees Celsius is equal to, do we know our temperature of Kelvin? Yep, we are given that in our opening equation, 355. We're going to now subtract from it 273. So now what do you get when you do 355 minus 273? Feel free to use a calculator if you want. You get your answer being 82 degrees Celsius. Now these first two are pretty straightforward. All you're doing is adding 273 or subtracting 273. These next two are the harder ones you'll find, which is going between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So for this first one, we're asking to convert 230 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Now this one we got to be careful. Which one are we solving for? We're solving for F because we want to go to Fahrenheit. So which one of these is solving for Fahrenheit? Could be these top two? No, because this one's dealing with Kelvin. This one's dealing with Kelvin. So it has to be one of the bottom two. This one, yeah, Celsius is equal to something, or Fahrenheit's equal to something. We want to choose the Fahrenheit is equal to something, because we want to find Fahrenheit. So knowing that, we're going to write our equation first. Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. So we know Fahrenheit? No, we're trying to solve for that. So we can plug in our Celsius here. So we have our Fahrenheit is equal to, what's our Celsius equal to? Well, 230. Put 230 times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Now please, 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 don't just go through this question and just plug it in. You have to do the parentheses first. do this part first. So when you do that, you're going to do 230 times 9 divided by 5, and you should get Fahrenheit is equal to this part right here is going to equal 414 plus 32. Now we just add them together. What's 414 plus 32? Well, that's going to give you Fahrenheit equaling 446 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, for the last one, we're going to be converting from Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, to Celsius. Now looking back at our equation, we're going to be using this last equation we haven't used yet, which tells us we're going to be using Celsius is equal to Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5 divided by 9, and that's our equation we're going to be using. So now, do we know Celsius? No, because we're going to be solving for it. Do we know Fahrenheit? We sure do. So let's start plugging in our numbers. So we have Celsius is equal to, 100 minus 32 times 5 divided by 9. Now you should notice something. This question here is just the reverse of what we did up here. That's a good thing about temperatures, that whenever you find one equation, if you just do the reverse, you'll get it back. So let's do the parentheses first, like we did before. So what's 100 minus 32? Well, it gives us 68 times 5 divided by 9. So it's 68 times 5 divided by 9 gives you 37.7. It's repeating, so I just put 78 degrees Celsius. So that's what you have to do. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to email me. I will make more of these if you need it. And I hope you guys have a good day.